Hello everyone, hope you all are doing fine. Okay, so today in this video, we are going to be talking about importing and exporting data from a text file or a CSV file into your pandas. So that's called importing, or exporting, transferring contents from your data frame into a CSV file. Okay, so we're going to be learning, the communication both ways. First, we learn how do you create a data frame using text files or CSV files. This means how do you import data from a text file or a CSV file into pandas data frame, and then we will learn from the pandas data frame how do you transfer it to a CSV file. Okay, so are we ready to get started? Okay. Okay. First, let's talk about how to get data from a text file. Now, what's a text file? You could have, you got the file that generally has an extension .txt becomes a text file. And you would have probably created a text file using Notepad or any text editor. Okay. Now, suppose you have a file named as student.txt, which you have stored in a folder called, let's say, users. Okay. And this folder is on your C drive. And your file looks something like this. Okay. Now here I've created a text file. I've given just some headings and some data under it. And while I was creating this text file, I used tab spaces to separate each element. What do I mean by that? After writing the roll number 1, I used a tab space and then wrote Pooja, a tab space, then wrote 12A and so on. So I have created the text file by means of using a tab space. So the separator for this file was a tab space. Okay. It could be anything. You could have, not written it like tabular-ish, and you could have probably, I wanted it to look tabular. So I used a tab space. You could have just put commas and, written also. I'll talk about it a little later. Okay. So this is the text file that I'm talking about, student.txt. I want to get everything from this text file into a data frame in pandas. So how do I do that? I make use of a function named as read underscore table. Okay. And to this function, I will provide the file name. Now you might think the file name is only student.txt. Why have I written this entire thing? When you say student.txt only, then in that scenario, pandas will assume that your student.txt is present in your current directory, wherever you are working. Okay. You may be working in another directory, but it will assume your student.txt is in the current directory wherever you are currently working on. Wherever you are working. If you need to specify a location which is not your current directory, okay, you specify the entire path. This is called the path name. C: would mean C drive. / users would mean users folder, and student.txt would mean the name of the file. Okay, now coming to // I hope you remember in class 11 we have learned that / is an escape sequence. You remember writing \n, \t. So backslashes were used with escape sequences. But in class 11, we also learned something that if you want to use / as just /, then you need to be providing 2 backslashes. And that's exactly what is done here. Okay. If you just put a single slash in that example, it would give you an error because it's assuming you're trying to use some escape sequence. Or another way of doing it is you give single slashes, but just before you start the file name, write R. R stands for raw data. What does that mean? It informs Python or pandas. In fact, Python, pandas is just the module we are using. It informs Python that the string that I'm talking about is a raw string. It does not include any special characters or any escape sequences understood by Python. Is that clear? So either the first way you put 2 slashes or you write R, and after writing R stands for raw data, informing Python that the next string The string is just purely raw data. Do not consider it to be, using any of those escape sequences or any special characters that we are allowed to use in Python. And finally, when I say print, so I've got the contents from that file. And what is the name of the function I'm using? I'm using a function named as read_table of the pandas module. Okay. And whatever is the content of the text file now comes into your data frame named as df. Okay. And how do you expect to see the data frame? Can you see the data frame there? Now, what you need to understand here is the data frame consists of indexes as well as columns. So can you see index numbering, index labels there, or index numbering 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, which is not a part of your text file. Secondly, the first line of your text file automatically became column names. So column name of the first one is roll number, then name, then class, and so on. So whenever we transfer the contents of a text file into a data frame, the first line automatically becomes the column names, and it starts getting index labels also. Now, the next slide that we are going to talk about is about the CSV file. There we learn certain parameters, and these parameters that I talk in CSV file can also be used with text files. So when we come to CSV files, I'll tell you some more things that you could do while transferring from a text file into a data frame, similar to what we are going to learn while transferring from CSV file into a data frame. Is that clear? So did you understand this read table function and how to write the file name? Okay, so let's get ahead. Let me get to the next. Okay, what if you want to now get data from a CSV file? What is a CSV file? A CSV file is basically stands for comma separated value. Okay, CSV, comma separated value. In this file, you can store a lot of data, and each of those elements are going to be separated from each other by using a comma, as I show here. So this could be called a CSV file. Roll number, comma, name, comma, class, comma, and so on. So each element is separated from the other element using a comma. Secondly, every record is on one line. So the first line talks about Pooja's record, the second line talks about Rohan's record, and so on. But remember, every value I have just separated it by a comma. So it's called comma separated value. In fact, other than comma, you could use any other character as well. But then there are some certain things that you need to learn before that. But generally, a comma separated value file would mean values separated by a comma. Okay, now how do you read something from a comma separated value file? For a text file, we used a function called read_table. Here, the name of the function is read_CSV. And you specify the file name. How do you specify the file name is exactly the way we learned with the text file. Now, along with this, there are other parameters that you can use for this read_CSV function. These parameters could also be used with text files. Okay, I'm not explaining in both the sections. I explain it here. It can be also used with text files. Okay, so let's get to know what are the various parameters that you can use. The first one being sep. So there is a parameter called sep, which basically tells Python that the separator used in the file is not a comma, because comma is by default. If your CSV file is separating the values using a comma, you would never have to use the sep parameter at all, because by default separator is comma. But suppose your CSV file looked something like this, where each element is separated from the other using a colon. Then in that scenario, I need to be making use of the sep parameter to specify that this particular CSV file from where you wish to read the data is using colon for separation and not comma. Okay, but finally, when it comes into the data frame, it's going to look the same. First line is the column names. It automatically gets index labels, and the data is, come into your data frame. Clear? Okay, let me take you to another parameter. There are a few parameters that you will have to, learn. So let's go to the next parameter. The next parameter is called index underscore COL. What does this mean? You must have seen the index automatically when we transferred from the text file into a data frame. The index labels were 0, 1, 2, 3. What if you want to say that one of the column headings should be the index label? Okay, then how do you do that? By making use of the parameter called index call, index underscore excuse me, index underscore call. Okay, so I wrote index underscore call is equal to roll number, which means there was a column called roll number. Now that's not going to be the column. The roll numbers will be used as your index numbers or your index labels. Okay, so how would your output look? Can you see? The indexes, which was 0, 1, 2, 3, has now become 1, 2, 3, 4, depending upon what roll numbers you give. If you give 101, 203, 304, it's going to show you that. And you have the, the name, class, and so on. Okay, you might wonder that we had many more subjects there. Okay, I've just taken a subset of that to show you here, rather than showing you the entire record. Is that clear? So, sep tells pandas that the separator used in the file is not a comma, it's something else. Index call tells pandas that the data frame that you're going to create is going to have one of the columns as the index labels and the others continue as it is. Is that clear? Okay, let's go to the next parameter that you can use with the read underscore CSV function. It's called use calls. Now, let's assume your TXT file or your CSV file contains a lot of columns. But when I'm transferring it to a data frame, I don't want all those columns. I want selective columns. So you can do so as you see in the underlined section. Use calls is equal to. So now I'm saying my data frame should only consist of roll number, class, and subject 1. So if you see the data frame is roll number, class, and subject 1. The index labels have gone back to 0, 1, 2, 3 because you've not used the index call parameter here. Correct? Okay. Then coming to the next parameter, it's called header. Okay, by default, okay, the first line of your text file or the first line of your CSV file becomes the column header. But for any reason, you don't want that. You want a particular line in the text file to be your header. You could specify it using the header parameter. You could say header is equal to 1. It means the first line of data in the text file, other than the heading that you have given, is going to be the header. If you say header is equal to 3, the third line, the third content line of your file will become the header. Normally, we don't use this, but I'll still show you what happens. Now, can you see 1, Pooja, 12A, 55, 56, 66, 45, 44, all became headings now. Okay, and the data only starts from Neha's data. Clear? So did you understand? This is not what we're going to be using normally. We're just going to be leaving the header parameter, which says that, the header parameter is going to be, is going to be 0. Okay. Now, I would like to make a slight correction here. This comma, sorry. Okay, that this particular quotes and this comma is something extra here. I probably would have tried some more parameters in one example. So it's just header is equal to 1. Okay, so that double quotes and the comma is an extra element here. Is that clear? Okay, now let's go to another parameter. It's called skip rows. Now, if you do not want certain rows of your text file or your CSV file to be a part of a part of your data frame, you can skip those rows. Now, can you see what I've written there? Skip rows is equal to 2, 4. What does that mean? Row number 2. Okay, that is data's row number 2, not from the heading onwards. Row number 2 and row number 4 to be skipped, and all the other elements you transfer it, into your data frame. So can you see you had roll number 1, you had roll number 2, you had roll number 3, you had roll number 4. Correct? So 4 rows we had. We said skip the second row and the 4th row. So roll numbers 2 and 4, we don't see it in the data frame. It's only Pooja and Rohit's data. Again, it's a sub part. Okay, there were many more subjects. It's just a sub part of the main, text file. Is that clear? So this is how, so now all these parameters, skip rows, use calls, index calls, header, sep, all these parameters you could have used also when you were reading data from a text file. Okay. Now coming to how do you, now you have something in your data frame, you have done some calculations that you've not learned yet. Okay, but you have worked on your data frame. Now you want to transfer the data frame to a CSV file. How do you do that? For transferring data to a CSV file, we make use of the function named as toCSV. This is the name of the function. Read underscore CSV was getting the data, importing into Python. toCSV is exporting from Python. That means you're transferring something from the Python program into a CSV file. Okay. The first parameter and the most important parameter and the mandatory parameter, I could say, is path underscore or underscore buff. Here you have to specify the file name where you want to transfer. Now remember one thing, if you just give student.csv, it would mean in the current directory. If you give the whole path, obviously in that location. Now, when you're transferring contents from the data frame into a CSV file, what do you want the separator to be? Now in here, I've written separate, sep is equal to @. So I want the separator between the values to be having the @ sign. By default is comma. So if you want to keep to the comma, you could say that, not say the sep parameter at all. It is going to be comma. Coming to header. Your data frame has column names that when you transfer it to the text file or the CSV file is going to be the header. You don't want headers to be transferred. You only want the data to be transferred. Then you write header is equal to false. By default, header is true. That's why the roll number, the name, all that also gets transferred. But you don't want the heading and you're only interested in transferring the data, then you write header is equal to false. Similarly, index labels. You saw we have in the data frame, we have these index labels 0, 1, 2, 3. You don't want that to be transferred as well. You write index is equal to false. By default, remember, header also gets transferred and the index labels also get transferred. So if you do not want it transferred, then you write false. Now coming to columns. Suppose your data frame consists of many columns, but you want to transfer only certain columns to the CSV file, then you specify the list of columns that you want to transfer. You remember while getting in also, we decided we want only certain columns. So we said use calls parameter. Here it's the columns parameter. And you specify roll number, name, only roll number and name columns from the data frame get transferred to the, to the CSV file. Now mode, this is important for you to understand what basically happens. Suppose I give a file name student.csv. Okay, what does it do? If the file doesn't exist, it creates a new one and transfers your contents. But if the file exists, you know what it does? It overwrites that file with the new data. So you're losing out the old data. Okay. Reason being, by default, the mode parameter is W. That's called the write mode. Okay. But suppose you already have a CSV file and whatever you're doing with your data frame, you just want to add on to the CSV file. Okay, not delete its old contents or overwrite its old contents, but you want to add on. Then in that case, we make use of the mode as A, which says append mode. But remember one thing, if your top part of your CSV file contains product details, and then you're appending customer details, then you're getting a CSV file which is meaningless. So what you need to remember is when you're adding on, the contents that you're adding on should be similar to the contents before, not that Python is going to give you an error. Logically, it will not make sense. Is that clear? So let's look at some examples here. The first example is a simple example. I want a CSV file named as student.csv to get created if it doesn't exist, or to be overwritten if it exists. And I'm transferring everything from my data frame named as df. Okay, so data from df goes into the into the CSV file. And I've written index is equal to false. That means index labels need not be transferred. Okay, come to the second example. I am again talking about the CSV file named as student.csv, but now I don't want everything to be transferred. I want only roll number, name, and class to be transferred. Remember, so the header will remain. The index will also remain. The separator, since you did not specify, is going to be a comma. If you wish to have any other separator, you need to be specifying the SEP parameter also. Is that clear? So I hope after looking at this video, you have understood how do you import data from a text or a CSV file, and how do you export data to a text or a CSV file. Is that clear? Okay, bye. See you in the next video.